In the spirit of the new year, let's talk about personal development goals for 2024. Whether your goals are concrete or related to emotion, therapy can play a pivotal role. A therapist can help you create SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Not sure where to start? A therapist can guide you through stress management, anger management, and various challenges that you might be facing. Now, let me tell you about our sponsor, BetterHelp. They've made starting therapy easier and less intimidating. With over 30,000 therapists in their network, BetterHelp matches you based on your needs, preferences, and location, providing a wide range of expertise. To begin your journey, fill out a questionnaire about your challenges and therapist preferences. In most cases, BetterHelp matches you with a therapist within 48 hours. Plus, you can choose phone calls, messaging, or video chat, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Scheduling is a breeze, and if you ever feel your therapist isn't the right fit, switch with the click of a button at no additional cost. No need to break up with your therapist and start the search anew. Join over 4 million people who've used BetterHelp to start living a healthier, happier life. Click the link in the description or visit betterhelp.com/JMC. That's betterhelp.com/JMC. Clicking that link helps support this channel, and it also gets you 10% off your first month of BetterHelp, so you can connect with a therapist and see if it helps you. Remember, therapy is about your well-being, and BetterHelp is here to support you every step of the way. Thanks to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. Take care of yourself, and here's to a year of growth and positive change.
Like I said, like it showed me who I am and what I'm made of.
Yeah.
The fact that I got back up every time, bro. Even though I didn't want to, every time, and smiled, you know what I'm saying, and wrote about it and cried about it and punched it out and did whatever I had to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm happy to be here, bro. I'm thankful that I'm here.
Yeah. The point why I bring that up is because I wasn't sure if I was going to get married again.
Yeah, that's a big, like,
you
gotta give up that part of you again.
You gotta be, yeah, we're good. You gotta be super vulnerable all over again. But I feel like when it's the right person, it's a safe, it's like a reassuring, like, I don't know where this is going, but I'm comfortable making this jump.
Yeah.
With that right person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I think that Myra, she definitely softened my heart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I was with a woman for many years too. And she ended up having a kid. And he's not. You know what I mean? Like, I raised him. He's not mine though.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen him in years, bro.
Okay.
Just because she just wasn't getting her way. You know what I mean? Like, I stopped doing certain shit. Like, you're not gonna use this kid as a weapon, bro.
Yeah.
And to protect him, you know.
So this is a kid from a previous relationship, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and I just, you know, for a long time I was like, I ain't doing that shit.
Yeah.
I was very distant from her name.
Okay.
For a while, I was like, nah, fuck out of here.
Yeah. Well, I get the vibes from you, like, just to start the conversation, we're in this root of conversation, the importance of, like, a family structure is important to you.
Yeah. I didn't grow up in a 2-parent household.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My dad passed when I was 10 or 11.
Okay. I'm sorry about that.
My mom raised us. She did her best. I mean, she did her best, but I have no idea what I'm doing. I just, you know what I mean? Like, I'm winging it. It's very rare. Like, I don't think growing up I saw a healthy 2-parent household. I might have seen 2-parent households, but they weren't. Yeah. Like, it was like beefing all the time. You know what I mean? Niggas going to jail or kicking pops out, or, you know what I mean? Like, doing whatever. Like, it just wasn't good. But I'm trying to, like, give that to my kids. Yeah. Stability, a certain emotional stability. You know what I mean? It's hard.
Well, emotional stability like stems off of emotional intelligence, I believe. Like you have to have, there has to be something. My bad, forgive me. Let me mute this.
No,
There
you
has
good.
to
I
be a
gotta do the
part of
same
you.
shit.
I just realized my drink ain't even with me now. It's really important. Hold on.
What you sipping on? Yeah. Did you make it? Your wife make it?
My wife and my mother-in-law do salute, bro.
Man.
My wife and my mother-in-law make it every year.
That,
So I get the plug.
lucky, man. If I can get my sisters to make it, then you know I won. But
You know what I mean?
they ain't do it in a while.
I remember it was a point in my time where when I was single, I was trying to find a coquito plug, and I found one. But when I met my wife, she was like, "No, we ain't going to that. You ain't going to that plug no more."
Yeah,
So
yeah,
she
yeah.
shut that shit down. But to get back to what we were talking about, yeah, like emotional stability stems off of emotional intelligence. So it's like you have to have like even though you didn't have that growing up, you're very hip to the fact that you didn't have that and that it's important. Even though you don't know what you're doing, you know that it's necessary. So like there's this effort, which I applaud because I see that in a lot of guys that grow up without a father figure, but they're still able to figure out how to be it. You know what I mean? Which really,
I think that comes from like, you know, wanting to be like a superhero almost.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what would I'm gonna give that kid or these kids or whatever, you know what I mean, what I needed and what I wanted. I mean, like I said, I fall short a lot of time.
We all do though, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I have no idea what I'm doing still.
But you and Suge have one together and then another on the way?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how close in age are they right now? They're two years?
Yeah, 2 years, yo.
Okay, that's good. Because my two little girls are 2 years.
Man, it's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be real crazy.
It's gonna be crazy, bro. I'm over here like, dang, man, what I do?
But the cool thing though, man, is like I was 23 when I became a father for the first time. I'm 45. I'll be 45 in April. One of the things I've learned is that even though you don't know what you're doing, it's like you just go with like, this feels good here. Obviously, you're going to give your children what you didn't have. Like every father, I think every parent does that. Some don't know how to do it the right way, but no one knows what they're doing. You just go with what feels good here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then there comes like structure and you learn that along the way. But I feel like that goes back to like emotional intelligence. Like a lot of people don't have that, especially a lot of men. Or a lot of men don't have it, or excuse me, a lot of men have it, but are afraid to like use it.
Yeah, we're not allowed to express ourselves in
Yeah.
a certain way. And especially in like the age of social media and all this other shit, like we're constantly being told what a man is and what a woman is and their roles and their responsibilities in a relationship. Now, I still believe that there are gender specific roles.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's like you can't even say that sometimes.
You know what I mean? Like my mom is still my mom, even though she had to be both parents.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She had to be hard, but she knows how to be a woman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I think that when we get on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or whatever we're on, right? And we see these guys sitting like how me and you are, and they're like, yeah, dog, shit, man, you out here crying with your kids and shit, dog, crying to your wife, dog. You exposing the weakness. She going to like, shut up, bro.
Yeah.
Shut up. I don't buy that shit. I find it much more relieving being able to be away with Suge. You know what I'm saying? Find it much more like just being around her is enjoyable. I don't have to be so like, even with my kids, man. God knew what he was doing when he gave me girls, cause
oh yeah, I got 3 girls, bro.
Boy, man.
Yeah, 1 boy. Oh, trust me.
Soften you up, don't it?
Oh, absolutely. My first was a girl. Yeah. It gives you a perspective. It slows you down. It teaches you patience. Yep. Yeah, man.
And I'm trying, like all of those things that you mentioned, I try to like exhibit with their mom now, so that way they know how. In the far future, hopefully, they know how a man is supposed to treat them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's all we can do, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that because
I don't know what it is either on social media. I don't know because I don't like anything, so I don't know how the algorithm's working. But lately, I've been getting like a lot of these like these male opinionated long form podcast clips of like, you're not supposed to be emotional in front of your woman. Like a woman doesn't want to see that in front of a man, with a man. If you want to be emotional, vent to your boys. And it's almost like, okay, but where did this come from? Because I feel like it's a line that we toe. Nobody wants to be like, I don't want to fall apart consistently every day in front of my wife. I feel like there is a part where a man can be vulnerable with his lady, but then also it's time to go to work. It's time to do what we got to do.
Yeah.
But knowing that you have this opportunity and this support system here to when you can let your guard down, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Me neither.
Yeah.
So, you're talking about moments when you're able to like crumble almost, right?
Yeah.
I have a hard time with birthdays.
Okay.
Right? A lot of my friends are no longer here, you know what I'm saying? They got killed, they're in jail, whatever. So like I have a little bit of survivor's guilt, you know what I'm saying? And I'm here, and it's like I look around, it's not the same people around me no more. So when I express that to Tamira, like it helps, bro.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not so angry anymore. I don't hold so tightly to like yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I just let it go. And other times I can say that even when I am tired, I don't show her that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I work a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like
1000%.
I work 2 full times.
Yeah.
Do the music, I gig, you know what I'm saying? And when I don't express to her like, yo, I need a break, it comes out in other ways.
Yeah.
So I think it's important whenever you feel it, express it.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it all the time. You don't got to be full blown tears and
and that's my point.
In a fetal position and shit, crying and shit. You know what I'm saying? But like, talk to your woman, man. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, I feel like obviously I never want to come off like I'm speaking for women, but I feel like with my wife, that's what she was looking for. Like my wife, like, is the first woman that admitted to me, like, I don't want to be submissive with anybody, but I want to be submissive with you. But I was at a point in my life at that time, I was in my mid-30s, that I was understanding what she was saying. It wasn't like I obey you. It was like, I'm going to allow myself to be submissive because of the kind of man that you are.
Yeah.
And so there's like a responsibility on my end where I need to hold my end of the bargain as the man in this house, because I do believe in that. But I don't hold it over my wife's head like I'm the man of the house. Like there's a balance.
A partnership.
Yeah, because I can't do shit without her.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a conversation like that I can appreciate hearing that from you, and some of your posts, because I am following you on social, but you don't post a lot. Am I correct in that?
Yeah,
because because I was like, I'm pretty sure I am following you.
Yeah.
But every now and then I kind of got that vibe from you. And it was like, there's a lot of listening to your music. I was listening to some of it today. I actually started following you, like, I don't know what year was this, Cereal and Cartoons?
Cartoons and Cereal, so like 2015.
Okay, that's when I started following you.
Yeah, and that's around the time, that little boy was born.
What's that? Forgive me.
So my son. Well,
okay.
Not my son.
Okay. So that was around the same time.
Yeah, that was around the same time. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's when I was discovering all these new emotions as a man.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like vulnerability and stuff like that, and having to like express humility to a child and understand that certain things are out of my control. Right.
Yeah.
So that was hard, but.
So that's what started. Is that when it started for you? That experience, like you just said, you said it yourself. Actually, that was when it started for you. That experience of being a man that was responsible for somebody else.
Yeah, for somebody else. Finally, like that's not like my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not like my sister. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was that, and I loved it. I loved being a father figure.
Yeah,
and after it ended, man, and the way it ended, I had to make a decision. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it healthy for me, and is it healthy for him in the long run for me to deal with his mother in the capacity that I had to deal with him, and it wasn't. You know, when people, and you know, it's a full circle. When people see that you love something, they'll try to use it as a weapon against you.
1000%.
And you know, they consider it a weakness, but it made me a better dad today, I think.
Yeah, that experience.
Yeah, hell yeah. And it made me a better man. Like, you know, nothing is forever, right? Nothing's forever. And I understand that. You know, I understand it now more so than ever, because kids, man, they do that thing to you, bro.
Yeah.
They do that thing to you.
Yeah. You know, the funny thing is, like, when you say that, I have this memory right before I became a dad. I have this memory. Are you from Lank? You born and raised in Lank?
Yeah.
Okay, so you remember Chi-Chi's over by Golden Triangle?
Yeah.
I know I'm showing my age right now. There's a Chi-Chi's over there. Right now it's a Walgreens.
Yeah, I remember that.
I went to Chi-Chi's once, and I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting down waiting. We're waiting to get sat, my ex-wife and I. And there's a guy sitting beside me on the bench, and he's got 2 kids, and they're running back and forth. They're doing laps like they're racing each other as a brother and a sister. And they keep running into his lap, and he keeps like playing with them. And then they'd go run off, and they'd come back, and they were doing this. And I was sitting there, and for whatever reason, I just kind of got like, I was just like appreciating that moment of like, wow, that's gotta be pretty cool. You know what I mean? Like, just to play with kids that are your kids, or like you're responsible for them. And he wasn't being like, knock it off. Like, cause I could be strict like that, cause I grew up that way, but he was being mad. You know what I mean? Like, he was just letting them be kids in a way. They weren't loud, they were quiet, but they were laughing. And I bring that up because it's like, man, like, what a beautiful opportunity to like really, really enjoy life, is to be
in a moment like that.
You know what I mean? But like, because it does. It humbles you. Children do that to you. They ground you if you allow it. There's a lot of cats that are parents and
that shouldn't be.
You know what I mean?
And then there's people who want to be parents
and they can't.
Yeah.
And it's like it humbles you. If you allow it, it humbles you. It teaches you about yourself. It teaches you about who you were as a child, that maybe you were like holding on to things. You know, like I've done a lot of soul searching because of the journey of being a father.
Yeah.
And so like when it comes to your music, because I want to get into that, you got rhymes, and you got rappers, and you got MCs, you got cats that can rap, you got cats that can actually spit. And I'm listening to you. There's a lot of content that's coming through, and I mean, I don't say that loosely. I mean, like, there's a lot of information, I should say, that you are delivering.
Yeah.
You take this life and everything that comes with it very, very seriously. Your experiences, your journey. Is that fair to say that everything that I'm listening to, the music, everything is well thought out? It isn't like you're just making filler songs.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's autobiographical.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it hurts to do it. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
it's kept me alive for many years. You know what I mean? Like, I think without it, I'd be lost, man. The information is, I think it's so important for musicians to be able to connect to their audience emotionally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, not only am I oftentimes social political, right? But I really do talk about real life experiences.
Yeah.
So what it's like having a daughter, what it's like meeting Suge and not being able to understand that this is a woman who really supports me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing things to sabotage that because I don't know what you know what I mean? Like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
Having friends and losing them, and not speaking to family members, all types of shit. I think it's really important that we connect emotionally with our audience, because no problem is new under the sun. It's just different people experiencing it at the same time, different time. You mean whatever, but somebody somewhere is going to connect to that and know that it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there was this there's this record by Rose Gold in like 2013, maybe 2014.
Okay.
It's called Cry No More, man. And I had a suicide attempt.
Okay.
And I just didn't, I mean, I didn't love myself. I didn't feel loved by other people. Yeah. And that song, like, it hit, you know what I mean? Like, that was my, like.
It saved you? Or?
Yeah. It really did, man. Like, it helped me push every day to just get out of bed, bro. And I think music like that is the most important. You know what I mean? Because just from firsthand experience.
Yeah. I feel like music, I've had my own moments where music really pulled me through. And there's a lot of music that when I listen to it now, it really takes me back to like that time in my life. One of the things that I've been trying to do, like probably like since my wife and I got together, because when you said that, you know, when Suge came into your life and you thought, wow, there's a woman here that really cares about me. Like, I know what that feels like. Yeah. And there's a shift that kind of took place in my life where I wanted, because I used to rap and everything I rapped about was sad, dark. Mm-hmm. And I realized now, looking back, I was always just in a place that just wasn't healthy.
Yeah.
And now that I'm in a better place, I have no desire to do that anymore. But I realized that I can't really rhyme anymore because I was so conditioned to rhyme about certain topics. The reason why I bring that up is because the last several years I've been trying to appreciate music with different emotions. So like I got so used to really relying on music to pull me out of something. Mm-hmm. And it means so much to me, those songs. How can I use that in a good way? Let me appreciate this song when I'm happy. You know what I mean? I have a problem doing that. It's like I'm conditioned to just really rely on the words and the impact of music when I'm down. Do you go through that at all?
Yeah, I've been there, and I just vowed to myself. I made a promise to myself, like I'm only gonna write from that place, from that like hole, right? I'm only gonna write from there when I'm there, and then I'll leave it on the table, and that's it.
Okay,
right? Instead of sitting in it and living in it, and walking with it and carrying it, I'm gonna give it to the paper. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put it in here, and then I'm gonna release it to the universe, and that's it. I can't carry it no more. I think that it's still okay to listen to those type of records if that's how you're feeling, but don't carry the emotion. Right. Don't carry the emotional baggage that comes with it. Right. You know what I mean? Like I love X. Yeah. DMX is like one of my favorites, bro, but I can't listen to
There's a lot of songs that are triggering,
you know what I'm saying? Like
that song especially.
Bro, that breaks my
takes
heart,
me right, bro, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It hits. It hit different, right? So when I hear records like that, like I appreciate them for the time that I didn't think I was gonna make it out of. I appreciate the record for that moment. You know what I mean? For everything that moment taught me about myself and the rest of the world. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it for that moment, and then I move on.
Yeah. What is it about rhyming for you that does it for you? Because it's not, again, I go back to what I said earlier, that your content and your delivery, it's very intentional. It isn't like you're just flippantly, you know what I mean? So what is it? What is it about rhyming for you that does the trick? Does it speak to you? How does it speak to your soul?
I think that, well, music in general, right? I grew up in a very eclectic household. Okay, they played everything.
That was my next question. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like my dad, as much as he loved Biggie Smalls, loved fucking Whitesnake.
Yeah.
Like it's like, yo, what is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we listening to right now? As much as my mom loved Brandy and Monica and Toni Braxton, she loved the Winans and Mary and Out of Eden. You know what I'm saying? Like all of these, like, just I think that music, not just hip hop. Hip hop's my baby, right? Yeah. But music in general, it just lives in me. You know what I mean? Like we have a very musical family. One of my great aunties used to travel the world singing opera.
Yeah?
Yeah. She's hard. She's hard. it's just, I mean, even like my mom's second marriage, right? This man helped me fall in love with like West Coast rap.
Okay.
Because he was a big West Coast, you know what I mean, fan. Like, I didn't know what Eazy-E was until he came into my life. I didn't know what DJ Quick, who's one of my favorites now, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know what that was until he showed me these guys and was like, yeah, you want to learn something, little, you know what I mean? Yeah, you going to listen to these guys right here, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the way rhymes specifically, I think the way that I'm able to sonically express what's going on up here and in here. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes down here, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that shit is so freeing. It's a type of relief that some people might get from bungee jumping or skydiving. Or, you know what I mean? Like, it's a rush, bro. Yeah. And it challenges me in ways that I don't even really think about. You know what I'm saying? Bouncing syllables. Yeah. You know what I mean? Rhyming within a rhyme outside of that. You know what I'm saying? Outside the initial rhyme. Like, I love doing shit like that. Yeah. And now that, like I said, like, I never thought about it until you asked me that question. But when I rap, right, again, challenging myself, I rap to everything behind the drums. I don't even rap to drums right away. So I rap on like, so it'd be, 1, 2, 3, 4. I rap on like the 2 and the 4.
Okay.
I don't rap on 1 and 4.
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I mean? So it's...
And as that comes, it's not like you intentionally do that every time.
Sometimes it is very intentional, but other times it's like, I just let it take me wherever it's going to take me. If I don't connect to it within the first 10 seconds, I move on. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's got to talk to me right away. It's got to talk to me before I pick my pen up. It's got to talk to me before I even mumble a word. Yeah. So that could be a chord progression or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, whatever it is that got me, boom, I'm hooked. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I used to rap to my man Shay. Do you know Shay? No. Shay the Shaman. When I was a young boy, like, I used to be in his studio all the time, and he'd be making beats, and he would start the metronome, and I'm like, oh, I know what I want to talk about. Okay. You know what I mean? Right away. Yeah. Just him turning the metronome on. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? And getting a synth or a chord or whatever he was doing, and he would loop that for hours and then do the drums last, because I'm like, all right, boom, I want to do this, and this. He made me a great rapper too, bro. That guy poured so much into me, man. I'm thankful for Shay. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Your experience your experience with people, and this goes for life also, but when it comes to music and like or people that are helping you with your craft, you don't realize like the stepping stones that are placed in front of you when you're in the moment. When you take a step back and you're like, wow, like you just said, like, I'm really thankful for such and such, because looking back now, there's so much that stemmed from that moment, and these people were a part of it. I feel like that's the part of life. Like that's the fun part. Yeah. When they say like it's not the destination, it's the journey.
The journey, yeah. And
that's what it is.
Yeah.
One of the things I love about music, like when you were talking about listening to the beat, if it don't speak to you, that was always important to me. I grew up where you'd buy singles and those singles would have instrumentals on them. You know what I mean?
You remember that? Flip the tape and stuff?
Flip the tape. Or we would make our own. We'd loop it. We'd just record it and then like rewind it and pause the record it. You know what I mean? We'd loop it and riding around with my boys. But I can't tell you how many times I would just like skip through instrumentals. If I didn't like what I was hearing, the first 4 bars, I was like, I never liked music that felt like I had to force it. And even when I'm listening to it, if I feel like, ooh, this sounds, you can just tell right away something's about to take place. You got that stank face. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's when it comes to hip hop for me. Like when I listen to true like lyricism, because I am like that old head that like, I love lyricism. But when I'm beginning to listen to someone that I know is about to do something really disrespectful, my whole soul smiles. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because it's an energy, it's a frequency. Yeah. And when you're watching and listening to somebody do what they love to do and they can do it so well, it's like an honor to be a part of it. I feel like when people have that much like respect for a craft in their life, it forces you to really like step your game up, because you could be happy where you're at.
Yeah.
But to me, it seems like the way you go about your process, you're always trying to level up. You're always, I've already done it this way. How can I, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah, because I get to watch so many great MCs just around me, right? And musicians and artists, right? That I think do something better than me. Right? I think Braylon is great. I think So True is great. I think Sir Dominique Jordan is great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that Wednesday and, you know what I'm saying, Shaw Calhoun and Adrian Rose and there's just a plethora of guys that I know, right, that I think all do something better than me. If I think I'm the best rapper out of these guys all do something better than that.
Got you.
I study these guys and I really listen, just like I study the greats, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just really like, I have to, it's got to be better than last.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's got to be better than last. What am I going to do? How am I going to execute to get there? You know what I'm saying? How do I make the nigga I think is better than me make that face that, damn, right. You know what I'm saying? How do I get that? Yeah.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you
and that's what I'd be after, you know what I'm saying? And I love the culture, of course, and I love hip hop music, but like I don't do it to be the best in the area. I do it to be the best ever. Right? Like that hunger has not left me. But also, I don't have to be Drake and J. Cole and Kendrick.
Absolutely.
I don't have to be. It would be a lie to say that I don't want to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like look at Mos Def.
Yeah.
Look at Talib Kweli. Look at Common has had a great career, right?
Yeah.
But look at these guys. Black Thought is one of the best ever to do it.
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Extremely
like
underrated.
Jada doesn't have a classic album, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I love Jadakiss, but we all respect Jada's pen.
Yeah.
That's the type of legacy I want to leave.
Yeah, no, I got
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to leave that Lupe Fiasco legacy, that Wale legacy.
Lupe Fiasco.
Bro, he is...
The Cool, that is my favorite Lupe album.
Bro, he is ridiculous.
Yeah. And when you brought him up, it ties in perfectly with what you're saying, because he is one of those cats where like he dropped the freestyle over Andre 3000's album.
Oh yeah, and
it was like, how does he just did it?
Bro, niggas was like, "Here, we don't need that." Can you give it a year? Like, no, nigga.
He's one of those cats where I just love listening to him rhyme. It's just like, how can we reinvent the wheel? Yeah, it's like that. The cat that's comfortable in their own skin.
Yeah.
You don't really give a fuck about anybody, but he respects, he's got respect for people. But he also just don't give a fuck.
He doesn't care, bro.
Yeah.
Because your top 5 can't, you know what I'm saying? Like if you think of anybody's top 5, some people are gonna be like, yeah, Eminem is better than Jay-Z or Nas is, but like lyrically, bro.
Yeah.
Lupe is like smoking some of these guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's smoking Jay Electronica.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
I love, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this. I love Kendrick. But like,
no, I'm with you though.
Like Lupe is really that guy.
He's also like, Lupe had like that. He introduced like that that it was cool to be book smart and still be street and smooth with it.
Bro, like what niggas don't understand, and Kanye said this on his Drink Champs interview, like Lupe is a real gangster.
Yeah,
like don't fuck with Lou. Like don't fuck with him.
He's just nasty. Like when him and Royce went at it like a couple years ago.
I was hoping. I was hoping.
I was like appreciating it, but I also was like, damn, I thought like because they had a podcast. Yeah. And I was like, y'all gonna have an album eventually, because I love Royce.
Royce is dope too.
Oh,
but
Royce
like,
is it's.
it would have been a fight. It would have been a fight.
It would have been. He's another one where when you say, "How can I rap outside this box?" He introduces different ways to deliver the bar. Where it's just like, man, it's like I love listening to him rhyme. But it's cats like that where I'm like, oh man, this is like you said, the culture. It's like that's the culture of hip hop.
Being a barbarian.
But I as a fan, I love to embrace that shit. Like I could sit there and just listen to that shit all day and be at peace.
Yeah.
You know, as a fan of just music, rhyme, the delivery, the art form.
Yeah.
I feel like hip hop, it's definitely more now than it was before, but it's still hard for people to accept it as an art form. Like when you talk about mainstream media, you talk about the Grammys not really recognizing hip hop rap to its umpteenth degree. It's kind of like where can it finally, or does it even really does it even need to be recognized on that platform?
I think that it has though. Look at what hip hop has done for the world.
Oh, 1000%.
You know what I'm saying? Like just because I don't get a freaking $14 statue doesn't mean it's not art. Kendrick Lamar won a Pulitzer Prize, the only artist ever.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the Grammys might have snubbed Kendrick.
Yeah.
But Good Kid, Mad City is one of the best debut albums ever. It's been on the charts for 10 years. Has not left.
It's a great album.
To Pimp a Butterfly.
You know
what I'm saying? Like he even like I know that some of the OGs in the culture don't really fuck with Drake, but what Drake did for hip hop is unprecedented.
No, I was one of those cats that I was never a big fan of him in the very beginning, and then Nothing Was the Same came out.
Bro, he's incredible.
And that album, like, I was like, yo, that album is a fucking phenomenal album.
He's incredible. Yeah. Look what he does. He brings so much light to the culture.
Yeah.
For us to be like, yeah, fuck out of here, Drake.
Yeah. Yeah.
That shit is weak as fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't do that to LL Cool J.
Yeah.
We didn't do that to Ja Rule until 50 Cent said, yo, that's not cool.
Fair enough.
But without those two, we wouldn't have a Drake.
Yeah.
Without Mos Def, we wouldn't have Chance the Rapper.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, give all of these guys their flowers, bro. Like, they changed the culture. DMX changed the culture. 2 #1s in the same year.
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah. And that shit, I was a senior in high school when that came out.
Holy, bro. Like, holy. Like, to be old enough to understand and comprehend music at that time, because I don't think I was understanding music then, right? I was a kid. I was a real little kid. I don't think I was understanding music. But to understand the impact that DMX had on the culture at that time is crazy, bro. Yeah. I get to watch it. I get to go back and watch him rock 100,000 people at Woodstock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bro.
I think one of the cool things real quick about to tag along with what we're talking about here is I was thinking about this at work and I brought this up to my buddy. I was like, you know, the dope thing about being alive right now is we are witnessing, we can still witness the pioneers of this culture and like the eras that came directly after, like hundreds of years from now, because this culture will be manifested so beautifully in different ways, but it'll be of generations of children or people that only know of through stories, video, music, not really like, what a beautiful opportunity to be present now, to be like, even though I didn't witness it, I'm still not that far removed. Right? Yeah. There's most of them are still alive.
Yeah.
You know
I mean, well, think about it, right? I'm 33. That's how I feel about Tupac and Big.
Yeah. Got you.
And Big Pun and Big L. Right.
Wow.
I didn't get to watch these guys.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
But like, I didn't really learn about them until I was you know what I mean? Like, I was a teenager. I was coming into manhood. Yeah. Is when I was discovering Give Me the Loop.
Yeah. Oh.
You know what I mean? Is when I was discovering I Ain't Mad at You. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is absolutely incredible to watch.
Yeah.
It is absolutely incredible to see Busta Rhymes still doing it. It's absolutely incredible. One, like, I'm not a big Eminem fan anymore.
Yeah.
But it's still dope as hell to see him do it.
Yeah.
It's like he loves it. To watch Jay-Z. He has a freaking museum
Yeah, that's the thing about him too, where he can step out and come back 4 years later and just do something dope.
Come on, bro.
Yes, yeah.
Kanye, as crazy as he is sometimes,
Yeah.
like he really made. I'm not gonna say he made these. He gave a renaissance to backpack.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like
1000%. Yeah,
he made people like in my age demographic appreciate Common and Mos Def.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Got you. Yeah, yeah. Because they tagged along
And
with
Talib
yeah.
Kweli, and you know what I'm saying? Like he made it dilated peoples. You know what I'm saying? Like he gave us John Legend, bro.
Dilated peoples, bro. You talk about Evidence is one of my favorite cats.
yeah.
Evidence, the Weatherman LP. I played that shit out like crazy. He's another one where his cadence.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing I appreciate about it. Some cats try too hard. His cadence is just slow, Mr. Slow Flow. So he goes real slow with it, and you still give him that stank face because he's dropping bars. MCs, like I said, you got your rappers, you got your MCs, but I feel like you're showing me that you're at a point in your life where you're appreciating all contributions to the culture.
Yeah. Even the Soulja Boys and the Uzis.
Yeah, and
I
I can appreciate that because I was one of those cats in the very beginning that was like, this shit ain't
wet.
the culture. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I was
like,
one of them too because I grew up around not OGs, like old heads.
Mm-hmm.
That was like, yo, if you don't rap like this, that ain't real. You know what I mean? We do one takes, we don't punch in and woo,
okay,
woo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
punch
yeah, like what the fuck, like. Bro, it's a tool. It's made for us to use. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to cut tape no more. This is so inexpensive.
This is not going to cost us anything.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not going to cost us shit, dog. Like, why do we got to do that? But I used to be a Soulja Boy hater. And I used to be a Lil Uzi hater and a Young Thug hater. But I recognized I was able to step back, take a step back and say, all right, why am I hating on these niggas?
Yeah.
Look at what they're doing. They're introducing hip-hop to people that would have never known what it was otherwise.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Hip hop is forever. That's our influence, Our influence is everywhere.
No, yeah. And I feel like it's okay to be like, this is where I really appreciate this type of music, but I'm also not gonna hate on you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't have to like it. I just
it's not
I'm
for
not
me.
gonna hate on you.
Yeah, it's not for me.
It's
like
not, right.
When niggas act like whack shit is new, we had MC Hammer, bro.
Yeah.
We had Vanilla Ice, we had Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, we had fucking
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like so many other whack niggas, bro.
Yeah.
Like these are not like what some people may consider to be whack. These are not the worst niggas in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's gonna happen time and time again.
Kobe Bryant was a rapper. Ones. Can we just?
Yo, man,
I love Kobe. Rest in pease, my man Kobe. But like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Why was Kobe rapping?
AI too, right?
AI. Oh my God, AI had an album, bro. Can we not?
Can we? But hold on now, Shaq though.
Yo,
I don't mind his bars.
Hey, listen.
I don't.
Yo, Shaq food, dog.
Bro.
Shaq. Yo,
you can't stop the rain album.
You can't stop the rain. You can't stop the rain.
That track with he got Biggie on there, and I was like,
Biggie on that joint.
I was like, okay,
that
is a dope beat.
He had this one joint. I used to laugh at it so hard. Shaq had this joint. What the hell did he say? He said some super weak shit though. Yo, why you bugger hooking like that? Yo, she breathed on my neck. First off. Who the fuck is breathing on your neck, Shaq? You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're fucking 7'2".
Yeah, like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, what's up with you? But the Fushnikins, right? That's when I discovered, like,
wow, you taking me back, dog. Okay,
Roddy Piper. I flat my dress, Sherlock Holmes. I think of the richer, the bigger the drag. Yeah, bro. Like, that was the first time I heard a Shaq verse was on "What's Up, Doc."
What's up, Doc? Yeah,
that was that shit.
Yeah,
but through that record, I found the True Fushnik and Break You Down, and you mean like
Break You Down, bro. I remember the music video for that shit, dog.
Bro.
So, but that's what I mean. Like right now, what you're doing, and like it takes me right back to that time.
Yeah,
and it's like I go back to saying like, what a beautiful time to be alive. Like what a time to be alive.
Yeah, because we get to thankfully with technology, we get to watch our history.
Yeah.
We don't get to just read about it. We get to watch it.
Yeah.
And then emulate.
Yeah.
And duplicate. And you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
bro, it is so. Yeah, I love hip hop, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
in love with this culture so
Yeah.
much, man. And I'm equally as critical of it too, though. We push a lot of bullshit that other cultures don't.
1,000%. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what's the deal with like ageism in hip hop?
Yeah, that's another thing too. After
Like,
a certain point,
that?
you got to hang it up. It
Yeah,
don't
like,
make sense.
You're 30, bro. So what?
Yeah.
So the fuck what, bro?
Yeah.
Paul McCartney is still touring.
Yeah.
And it's people of all ages going to see him.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ozzy Osbourne was still touring at a point in time. I don't know if he is anymore.
Just recently.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, it's people of all
Rolling
ages.
Stones,
Metallica, Rolling Stones.
yeah.
Yeah, like, come on, bro. Like, what are we doing? The Foo Fighters. You know what I'm saying? Still, I mean, like, why do we do that to our grades? We look at Busta Rhymes and say, man, ain't you done?
Yeah.
You ain't.
Yeah.
Lil Uzi's talking about retiring at, how old is Uzi? 30?
He's talking about retiring?
He's talking about retiring. You're only 30 years old, bro.
That's crazy.
You don't got nothing else to talk about?
Yeah.
You don't have no more to talk about?
Yeah. I never understood that either when someone's like, what else am I supposed to talk about? I always like, well, then where was that coming from? Were you coming from a limited space of I only have this to talk about? Like,
that was Andre 3000 recently. He said, I'm 48. What am I going to talk about? I'm like, what are you talking, bro? What?
And I spoke about this too with Los from 280 Plus.
Yeah.
And he asked me who my favorite MC was. I said, my top MC is Andre 3000 because when he in those Outkast albums, AT Aliens was the album that like introduced me to where I was like, I want to rhyme.
Yeah, that's fire.
When I heard him, Millennium. There's a track called Millennium, and the way he just starts, it's just like that guy is, and he's another one. He don't give a fuck. God bless you. He don't give a shit. He respects you, but he'll destroy you.
Yeah.
But he just don't want to. He just doesn't have it and the desire to do it.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't
what
do that to me, but I respect it.
Yeah.
But
so when he said, what am I going to talk about at 48? There's plenty that you could talk about,
plenty.
Bro. There's plenty, but you just don't want to. And that's okay. Just say that.
Yeah.
I don't have the desire to make rap music anymore.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's absolutely fine.
Because he's doing all these features. Don't fucking tell me you don't got nothing to talk about, man.
The feature he just did for Killer Mike.
I heard about it. Is that like, that's a legit? I haven't even heard it.
Bro, this thing
What's it like 10 minutes each or something like that?
Bro, man, I wish it was. It's not, but it's one of them where you're like, this nigga, bro. Like, how do you, like, where does that come from, Mr. I don't have nothing to talk about at 48? Exactly what you were saying. Where does it come from then?
Yeah.
Where does that come from? How did you write that for Killer Mike, but you don't have nothing else to say?
I gotta listen to it.
It's incredible. Killer Mike's another one, bro.
Yeah.
Like, when I think of Outkast, I think of Big Boy and Andre, but I also think of Sleepy Brown and Killer Mike.
Yeah.
It's like those are the two unofficial members of Outkast. Like,
yeah.
collaborating since forever. And yeah, I love this shit, bro. I didn't realize how much I loved it.
But that's what I mean. Like when you start talking about it with somebody, it's like it really reminds you, like, not only how much you love it, but like how much you've committed yourself to embrace it.
Yep.
That's another thing too. It's like it's the fandom of it. It's the appreciating where you can name the album, name the year, name the track, name. It's like people that love sports. It's like you just have that statistical catalog embedded in your brain because of the love for it. So when it comes to you now in your music, and of course now Suge comes into your life, Suge can sing. So you two now have collaborated.
Yeah. Only one time, unfortunately.
Okay, one, because I thought for some reason I thought it was a couple times, but I have heard the one that I guess what you're talking about. Yeah. But my question to you then is, and I asked her this as well, so I'm curious for your perspective, but like when it comes to music in your household, both of you are not only just like artists, musicians in your own right, but you're very, very passionate about your crafts. Like, do you guys ever talk about, we should do a project together? We should do something that really reflects who we are.
Yeah, I'm more of a Be Water guy, right?
Okay.
Flow. I don't force it.
I got you.
When the universe wills it, is when I move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like some people, God, Allah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? When that force tells me to move, is when I move.
Yeah.
I try not to force anything. And I think that's when we're gonna make the best music.
I got
you know what I'm saying? Like I would love to make music with my wife.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to make something sexy. I want to make something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna say nothing. I almost. You know what I mean? Like, nah. I'm gonna tell you. I'm actually in the process of writing something specifically for her for my next project.
Okay.
You
The
know what I mean?
project itself.
No, not a whole project.
Something in the
so a
project.
record, yeah. So
Gotcha.
a song on the project.
Gotcha.
And
This is the first time you talk about this?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah. So I'm in the midst of working on a project right now, and when I think about the type of music that I want to make with Suge, I think about do you remember the movie Menace to Society?
I do, yeah.
Okay. So do you remember when Ronnie and Kane first started being able to express themselves about each other?
I think I do, yeah.
So Jada Pinkett's character, not Jada Pinkett.
Not this Jada Pinkett.
Yeah, not this Jada Pinkett. Like I'm talking like, you know,
mid-90s, early 90s Jada Pinkett.
Yeah, so when those two characters in the movie, when they first started being able to express their romantic feelings towards each other, is the type of feeling that I want to create.
I got you.
With Suge. You know what I mean?
I got you.
Just I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll hear it. You'll hear it when it's done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be fire.
But it's something that you're very passionate about. Like it's and that goes back to what I was saying earlier, where like everything is intentional. So you're putting a lot of thought into this, obviously, and when it comes to your projects, you're putting a lot of thought into your projects. So you're making music, and then are you like, well, I could. This sounds like I could put this in this type of project, or are you establishing the project and being like, this is where I am mentally, emotionally. It's time to rock in this lane.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. So there's very few times where I'm like, I'll just, you know, even if I write one new song a year, it's like you said, super intentional. I did it because, you know what I'm saying? Not just because, I did it because. This new project, man, is I'm being able to explore different sounds, different. Like I feel like as a listener, I always want my favorite artist to remain the same.
Yeah.
But I have to remember that he's a person.
Yeah.
Or she's a person, or that,
what
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And that's what I want to express on this next album. And I called it Being Human.
Okay.
So I'm able to talk about survivor's guilt. I'm able to talk about being married and, you know what I mean, having kids and being afraid and being happy. Like I'm not just making sad music anymore, right?
Yeah.
I'm not just making angry music anymore. I'm able to talk about a lot more because I know myself better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know my heart a little bit better. I can't wait for you guys. I mean, I can't wait for you to hear it, bro.
Is this something you're in the middle of, or okay?
Yeah, right now.
So when are you thinking this might be dropping? Are you already planning?
2024. You know what? Listen, man. Look, I'm not gonna listen. Hold on, wait.
We don't put any deadlines on.
Yeah,
people.
we don't. Nah, we don't. We don't put deadlines on things. But as soon as it's done, I swear to you, I'll send it to you.
Yeah,
I would love for you to listen to it. I would love for you to just, you know, we'll have a listening party like we normally do. I would love for you to just come out.
And, I'm there, bro.
And listen, and you know.
Yeah.
Let me know what you think. If it's, I'm honestly kind of nervous about this project
because of how vulnerable you are with it.
Vulnerability is not a new thing for me.
Okay.
I don't think so. But the sounds, you mean like sonically, I think the rhyming is still there, the rapping is still there, the content is still there. It's just the sonically.
Okay.
I'm teetering on a lot of different things.
And these sounds, they stemmed from like stuff that you've heard before, and you were like, "Oh, this is interesting," or you're just in a different ballpark with.
I'm not like super left. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's not like
yeah.
I'm not rapping on freaking tires screeching or nothing like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not rapping to nothing like crazy, bro. It's just different for a Laddie project. I'll say that. You know what I'm saying? So like the usage of auto-tune.
Okay.
Me singing without Adrian Rose backing.
Gotcha.
You mean these vocals? Me song structure, right? I got a record on there that's like 8 minutes long. Okay. Just because you mean like I wanted to express many different things. There's no rules to art.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Lupe showed me that. Kendrick showed me that.
Yeah.
J. Cole showed me that. Drake showed me that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no rules to it. So like why confine myself to 16 hook, 16 or a 12 and a bridge, or like why even like if I feel like there was a song on a Lupe project. I don't remember what it's called. But the first verse was rappers get shot too much or rappers die too much, and that was it. He said that's it. That's the verse. Rappers die too much.
I don't know. Damn. It's just I don't know.
You know what? Do you mind if I?
No, look it up because I'm trying to remember I kind of Lupe released.
It's not Tetsuo and Youth. I love that album.
Right after that, I kind of stopped tracking his music.
It's still just high level rap shit. Is so okay. So drill music and Zion. And the song is called On Phone with Them, and the first verse is just rappers die too much.
Okay.
That's all he said.
That's it.
And I was like, yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes, they do.
It's like that's all you need to say.
Yeah.
And I feel you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what else? Like, what else do you want?
Yeah.
You want me to put it in a freaking simile and a metaphor for you? You know what I mean? For you to dissect, or can I just tell you exactly what's happening? Rappers die too much.
Yeah.
And this is right after, Pop Smoke, XXX.
Okay. Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, all of these guys. And he's right, though. Like I said, like, I have a love-hate relationship with the culture. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, we pushed out the Chuck D's and inaugurated the Easies and the Cubes. Yeah. And I love those guys, right? But, like, the real nigga persona comes from that era. Like, it wasn't cool to be smart anymore.
Yeah. Well, even right. I'm glad you brought that up because I was thinking about this when we were really in our conversation about hip hop, but it was like the black excellence in hip hop music was at an all-time high, but that was the hip hop music. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. When you had like, it wasn't whack to be mad smart and educated in what you were talking about.
Yeah.
And I feel like now it's kind of like that's an old wave that no one really wants to really honor. But in my mind's eye, I was like, but that's always what hip hop was like in its full swing in like 91. It was like that was hip hop.
Yeah.
There wasn't no other really version. Now I know on the West Coast, like you said, when that shit kind of came into the play, it was what it was.
I mean, but we had Biggie. We had
1000%.
We had I think that guys carrying that torch are still very Kendrick,
sure,
is probably the most famous conscious rapper we have.
And he's from Compton.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I think that wave is still in. I love having to go back and listen to it again and listen to it again and listen to it again.
Yeah.
But I think that we've been conditioned as people to not think, give me what I need now. You know what I'm saying? Give me what I feel right now so I can go about my day.
Right.
How can I, instant gratification. How can I feel good right now? Ice cream. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
That's what we got. We got a bunch of, and not all of it's bad because I like some of it. You know what I mean? But like, at a time where young girls are being trafficked
Yeah.
were pushing Sexy Red and Ice Spice.
Yeah. Yeah, and especially now
she
as a
baddie,
father
she's showing her panty.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? And we've always had that though. We have Little Kim and Foxy Brown and Adina Howard. You know what I'm saying? Like we've always had these things, but like at a time right now where we know that these things are happening to our young women.
Right.
Why are we not saying anything?
Yeah, I feel like with the access to information that is so instant now, it's like you think we would be as more aware of what we're listening to or what we're pushing agenda wise, but you're right. People, and look, I like listening to all kinds of music.
Me too.
There's a lot of shit where I'm like that my wife shakes her head at. You know what I mean?
For sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
There's shit that I listen to that I'm like, if my kids when they were little, I'd be like, we got a problem. But for whatever reason, I've always been able to understand what I was listening to and
respect it
and not get carried away with it, but also understand the responsibility. But I guess like a lot of people don't do that.
No, they
listen
don't.
to the music.
I'm like I think Doja Cat's super dope. I think I love SZA.
Yeah.
Right. My daughter loves those two. Sophia loves those two. Right. But there's certain records I'm like, you can't.
Yeah.
You're not gonna listen to that.
Yeah.
Or we'll put an edited version on.
Right.
You know. But it is. We do have a responsibility as listeners.
Yeah.
And as performers, and you know, to say something and to do something. Now, I'm not saying that every time somebody famous, you know, gets on a mic that we should give a fuck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people are mad at Drake because he's not saying anything about Israel and Palestine. Why should he have to do that? Why don't you just go out and use your own brain and make a effort? You know what I mean? And make a decision. Why did it take Diddy to tell my generation vote or die?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Do you remember that campaign where he was running a marathon with the mohawk and the?
Yeah, I do that. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, vote or die, and I'm not even old enough to vote, bro. What was I talking about? But like, it took Diddy for me to care.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
This is the kind of shit though where like after a while I'm just like, man, like I think I've seen this show too many times. That type of I get why I get it. I know the score of the game, but I'm thinking on different levels because I've done the research or enough research to think for myself.
Yeah.
I'm open-minded. I try to keep low key and balanced, and I try not to react with a knee-jerk reaction over everything.
Yeah.
I feel like that's put me in a position to really just appreciate the life that I'm living and not get too worked up one way or the other. I think music plays a role in that, where it's just like, again, I can listen to some crazy old Eminem shit. That I probably right now know for a fact if it came out, I'd be like, my kids ain't listening to that.
My words are like a dagger with a jagged edge that'll stab you in the head.
Like, you know what I mean?
It's like nah. But then on the flip side of that, I listen to niggas like Pac, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do something right now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, why are we not doing something?
But the dope thing with me is like, I don't know if it's dope. I listen to that shit and it don't register with me. Like, this is kind of fucked up. Like, Give Me the Loot. When you said Give Me the Loot, I remember listening to that shit. Going to school with my headphones on, 7th grade.
I wouldn't give a fuck if she was pregnant. Give me them baby rings and the #1 mom pendant, huh? I'm slamming niggas like shit. Yeah, bro. You know? Like, that's
and
my
it just and I was like, wow, I was listening to that shit at 13 years old. But it didn't. I don't know. Another thing with me, I don't know. You said you're 33. A lot of cats my age, when we were younger, I felt like as a whole, kids were a little bit more, they were forced to be a little bit more mature at a younger age. Do you agree with that or no?
Yeah. I think that there was an expectation. You know what I'm saying? Like, nowadays it's like, I feel like we, at least my generation, I feel like we don't want to be our parents and make those same mistakes, but like we're too friendly with our kids. Like I told my daughter, I mean, she'd be like, "Yeah, what's up, bro?" I had to tell my daughter, like, although I am your friend, I'm not one of your little friends. And you know what I'm saying? Like,
see, God bless you, dog, because I'm the one that's like, I ain't your friend. I'll be your friend when you're older.
Yeah, nah, man. Like,
I'm your dad.
Yeah, I do say that. Like, yo, I'm your daddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm your pops, bro. I don't talk to you like that. Do I yo you? Like, in the crib, like, I yes ma'am them, all of them.
Yeah.
Whenever they call me, Dad, babe, Dad. Yes, ma'am. I don't never what. What you want?
Yeah.
What you need? What's up, bro?
Yeah. You gotta lead by example.
Yeah, man. Listen,
Yeah.
I hate that bro shit. Will my kids try that shit?
Yeah.
No, I'm not your bro.
Yeah. My son went through a phase. Actually, my daughter, my oldest, and then she'd be like, "Dude," and I'm like, why? What?
I'm not sure.
Dad, that's just what we say. Like, and then you don't say that to me.
Yeah. Although I'm your friend, I'm not your little friend. You know what I'm saying? And it can quickly get into some other shit.
You teetering on
this
privilege.
Like, go holler at your mama real quick, because we're not doing that over here. Go bro your mama. You know what I mean? I think it's important for us to have friendships with our kids. You know what I mean? But like, I'm not your friend, bro.
Yeah.
I'm here to protect you and provide for you.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna let you I'm gonna teach you how to respect yourself so you can respect other people. You know what I'm saying? You don't ever want to be in a position that could change your life and you bro it up.
Yeah.
And you yo it up and you know what I mean? Like you get one time for somebody when you meet somebody for them to make an impression of you. And that impression is gonna stick the rest of their life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So no bros. No yo, no dude, like nah.
Yeah. And you'll understand what I mean when you're older. I tell that to my kids so many times and they hate it.
I hated it. You hated it.
Yeah. But now my kids are getting smart with Dad. What if I don't? When I'm older, maybe it just doesn't happen for me. I'm like, don't ruin the lesson I'm trying to teach you here with my one-liners.
It won't happen if you think that way. It's like even a playful thought like that though builds a brick in the mind. Like,
sure,
I can't,
or
I won't, or it's never gonna happen. No, man, we live by a couple things in my house, right? Think better, do better, be better.
Okay,
and we don't say I can't.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Like in the house, we don't say that. At school, you don't say that I can't. If you don't know, ask for help. Yeah, but never say I can't. You just don't know how yet. You don't know where you're going. You don't. You mean like you don't know how to get to the. Yeah, you just don't know. That's not that you can't do it. There are things that we physically can't. I can't fly. You know what I'm saying? I can't see. You know what I'm saying? I can't see. But you can figure out that math problem. Yeah. And you can read and spell that word. And you will. You have to take time. You know what I'm saying? I think that removing words like that helps. I had a brother after my dad passed, his whole life, he just said I'm stupid. Why'd you do that? It's because I don't know, I'm stupid. And they just push him through life, and I see how it affects him now. And I don't want my kids to, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. What do you mean how's it affect him now?
He believes it. Okay. He told himself he was stupid so long he believes it.
Yeah, got you now.
He's scared to try things.
Yeah. He's
scared to change. He hates change. Yeah. Because he told himself he couldn't. Because he told himself, I'm dumb, stupid. Nobody's, I suck. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, he's a great skater. He's a great artist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but words have power, bro.
Words do have power. And when you tell yourself these things over and over and over again, that's why we don't say I can't in the house. We don't say that. Try it. Try it first and I'll teach you. Try it first. I'll show you. I'll show you different ways to get to wherever you want to go. Yeah. But we're not going to say I can't. Yeah. And we're not going to say I don't know. Just for the sake of saying I don't know. Yeah. Figure it out. Figure it out, bro. Like, earlier, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. At all. I have no idea what I'm doing as a parent. But I get to watch my mom.
Yeah.
I get to remember the things that my dad taught me before he passed. I get to, and he's not even my biological father. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
yeah, he raised me to the day he died. You know what I'm saying? But I get to watch the mistakes that my bio pops made with, I have siblings, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
From him, I get to watch the mistakes that he made and say, I'm not going to do those things.
Okay.
But I never say I can't. I never look at my kids and say, I can't do it.
Yeah.
That's something I can't do.
Yeah. I could appreciate that though, bro. Yeah. It's not built in you.
Nah.
You're not built that way.
Nah. Watching my mom raise 3 kids on her own.
Yeah.
Thug it out.
Yeah.
Thug it, like I'm talking thug it out, my nigga.
Yeah.
Thug it out. Make shit happen.
Yeah.
We didn't have everything. I had what I needed when I needed it. I never knocked my mother for that. Never. We didn't have the greatest relationship, but I never knock her for trying. She never once looked at me and said, I can't.
Yeah.
Even when she was fucked up, I ain't, you mean, like, I'm perceptive. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I was a smart kid. I probably knew more than I should have.
But that goes back to like the emotional intelligence. Is like there's children that have that ability because they have perception. They have empathy and sympathy, and they don't know that they have empathy and sympathy. And I feel like I was like that when I was younger. I was very emotionally invested, even though I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
It's helped me now, but it's also a curse because there's times where I've learned now that I need to not be so emotionally invested with everybody because not everybody is worthy of that energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that misuse it, that they can destroy you.
Yeah.
And as a man, it usually, for me, it was always a woman one way or another. It was a girl I was dating. At times it was my mom, or maybe it was like, women teacher that I looked up to. For some reason, it was women in my life that I was very, very hurt by. And as I get older now, I'm learning, no, it was just because I was surrounded by women my whole life. All my aunts, I was the only boy of 2 girls, 2 sisters. So I was surrounded by so much feminine energy that I like have no problem giving my energy to that.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I would get burned by it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Cause I mean, I aunties.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Female teachers, all of that good stuff. Yeah. My wife just told me that not too long ago. Sometimes you just don't be so invested.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's hard when you're dealing with people that you care about.
Yeah. 1000%, man.
You know what I mean? But she recognized it before I ever did. See how bad it affects like my mood. You know what I'm saying? In our home life, when you want to save somebody and they don't want to save themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, man.
I'm trying to lead you. I'm trying to show you. I'm giving you the game, and you're not soaking it up.
Yeah.
Just because you don't want to.
Yeah. Yeah. The best thing for me, and I'm pretty sure you'll experience this too, is when your children start getting older and they start seeing it. You know what I mean? And then it's just like, nah, you know what? I can't let this slide no more, homie, because my kids are seeing the war that I'm going through.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to let my kids do that same shit. And it's already happened with my 2 oldest.
Yeah.
You know, their friendships, their inability to decipher good and bad friendships. And it's like, fuck, man, I fucked up there. I should have showed you better, but I was in my own way. You know what I mean? But that's part of life. That's like, if you're able to admit that shit, that's growth. And that's like a commitment to change, as opposed to just being like, you know what I mean? Like everything that you've been sharing with me, and we didn't really get into too much detail with some of the things that you have brought up, the suicide attempt, the loss of your father, the difficulty with all these things and how they played a role. You could have went left, but you didn't. You see what I'm saying?
I wanted to. It's easier.
Well, 1000%.
It's so much easier to do the wrong thing. know what I'm saying? It's a tiring thing to like push. You know what I'm saying? I've had weak moments, bro. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, like it showed me who I am and what I'm made of.
Yeah.
The fact that I got back up every time, bro. Even though I didn't want to. Every time, and smiled. You know what I'm saying? And wrote about it and cried about it and punched it out and did whatever I had to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm happy to be here, bro. I'm thankful that I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm thankful I went through all that bullshit
Yeah.
to get to here.
To
It led me
right.
to my kids,
Yeah.
bro.
Yes.
It led me to my wife, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it led me to a place. It's not the most peaceful, you know what I'm saying? But like, I'm an honorable man. I try to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't do it differently. I would definitely do it all over again. Every single thing, every single hurt, every single whatever it is, bro.
I was gonna ask you that. Yeah, would you go through it all over?
Yes, I would.
1000%. Yep, I do the same thing too.
I would, man. And that's not to say I want to.
No, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like I would do it all over again.
Sometimes I play this game on my mind. Like if I were to go back in time, and it kind of wigs me out. I go back in time where none of my children are alive. And I'm at a crossroads where everything kind of changed. And I knew I could change the outcome for a better story. But I also knew I'm not going to have my kids.
Yeah.
So now I need to do everything all over again to get back to my kids. I was like, well, then I want to do everything all over again to get back to my kids. You know what I mean? It's like, it's like that. You're right. It's like your wife, your children, the
being
things
here.
that could have happened
Yeah.
that you wouldn't have had that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think about like what if and my bio pops, he's a really smart guy, man. And I love him. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my nigga. We're friends.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? But I was mad at him for many, many years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember one time when I started talking to him, he allowed me a space to just call him and be like, yeah, fuck nigga, fuck out of here, nigga, you a bitch. You know what I mean? Like he allowed me that space for years to just be like, yeah, fuck out of here, nigga, I hate you.
Was this a relationship with him that you started after not having him in your life?
Yeah. Yeah, I never.
How'd that come about? Like he just bounced? Like what was the story there?
So him and my mom were young.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 17, 18.
Gotcha.
And he just, he was like, that baby not mine. My mom was like, cool. Like, all right, bro, like whatever type shit. But I tried one time to reach out to him after my dad died. And that was unsuccessful. He pretty much was like, yeah, I don't know you. That's your problem.
Wow.
And then he called me. He's like, yeah, I'm in Lancaster. I'm finna, and I didn't even think like, how this nigga get my number? I didn't even think about that. I'm like, yeah, all right, right. I'm like, yo, mama, Shaka said he's coming. She said, so's Christmas. And we geeking about shit. Like, yeah, all right, man, whatever. We hear this knock maybe an hour later, and it's him and one of my brothers standing at the door.
You never met a brother you never met?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How old were you at that time?
18.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're already somewhat.
Yeah, like I'm already stuck in my ways.
Yeah.
Like, I'm stuck in my ways. I think I'm a man. Like
right.
I'm helping mom do shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm running around. I'm trapping. I'm doing whatever. You know what I mean? Like I'm just kid shit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't want to say typical. That shouldn't be typical. You know what I'm saying? But like,
I got you. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And from there it was like we slowly built a relationship, very, very, very slowly. But he tells me all the time, like, if I would have raised you, you wouldn't be who you are. Like, I know you wanted me around, but like, you wouldn't be who you are. You wouldn't have the heart that you have. You know what I mean? He's like, I could tell you this off rip. If I would have raised you, you wouldn't have your mother's heart. He's cold. He's cold, man. Like, my wife asked him, because me and my brothers clown him for being a deadbeat dad. Yeah.
But he gives you that space.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like we clown him, you know what I'm saying? Like whenever we get together, like we crack jokes. Like he be like, yeah, nigga. He be like, shit, nigga, I ain't even want you. What makes you think I want a dog? You know what I mean? Like we be talking shit. So that's really my nigga. You know what I'm saying? But
I got
like,
you.
My wife is hearing us talk. She goes, Mr. Shaka, after hearing about how like your sons feel, like, don't you think you should apologize? He looked dead in my wife's face and said, for what? You know what I'm saying? Like
keeping it a buck with you.
He is, but like there's nothing. There's no like he doesn't feel a way about it.
Yeah.
He's indifferent about it. Like, shit, nigga, you're healthy. That's what's up.
Yeah.
And that's not how I want to be.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? I'm glad that the man that raised me showed me unconditional love. You know what I'm saying? He showed me empathy and compassion, and he taught me things that I didn't know he was teaching me at the time at 10 years old.
This is the gentleman that you do consider your father.
Yeah. And that, it's so crazy, right? When I was experiencing what I was going through with that little boy, with raising that little boy, it really made me think like, oh shit. Like this man never treated me like I wasn't his, ever. He's the only man I've ever known. He taught me what it was, unconditional, until the day he died. Right? And that set me up to be able to provide for this little boy in the moment that I had with him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I had to let it go. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's out of my control. Certain things are out of my control, right? I couldn't control the situation. And it hardened me for a little bit. It did. It hurt me a lot. I still, like, you know what I mean? I got a hole. I got a part of me missing, man. That's my little man. Like, I watched her spit him out, dog. Like, you know what I mean?
I got you.
And then that leads into, like, my daughters. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care how bad it gets. You know what I mean? There was a time where me and Suge was, like, on the outs.
Yeah.
But I never, ever walk away from my kids. Never. I don't care how bad it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was a time where she moved and I moved across the street.
Yeah.
Bitch, I don't know where you think you going. Like, I'm coming to see my
from where she moved.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you think I'm playing? Oh, you think I'm playing?
Got you.
I'm finna see my kids.
Yeah.
I'm finna see them every night.
Yeah.
I don't care what the hell we got going on. You know what I'm saying? So that just taught me, it taught me shit. You know what I'm saying? It also taught me when it's okay to walk away. Like, I feel really guilty sometimes that I had to do that. Because he needs, you know what I'm saying? Like, every kid, every boy needs a daddy. Every boy needs their mama. You know what I'm saying? Every little girl needs their daddy. Every little girl needs their mama. But, like, when you lack one of those things, I feel for him because I grew up with a chip on my shoulder.
Yeah.
And he's going to have to deal with that.
Yeah.
And he's a brown kid being raised by a white woman. Not saying that, like, they can't do it, but, like, there's things that she's never going to understand.
Yeah, I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? There's things that she will never understand and he's going to go through. And there's things that she might say to trigger him. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I feel for him in that aspect. Because the one person that might have understood you is gone now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, that's very intentional. You know what I mean? With my kids, like, the messaging that I deliver to my kids, I tell them I love them. They be like, all right, Dad. God, man. Like, I see it in their face sometimes. My youngest be like, walk away, Dad. Walk away. You know what I'm saying? But I be like, nah, I love you.
Yeah.
She's like, okay. All right, I missed you. All right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But time is what kids care about, man.
I can also applaud, though, like, knowing how difficult it was to step away from this young boy, but also understanding that you needed to step away, that you could be doing more harm than good because it wasn't healthy one way or another, that this child was going to witness something that wasn't going to benefit him, even though on the other side, there's some things that could have benefited him. it wasn't like you just stepped away, not considering what you were doing and how it was impacting. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but as a dad, you know what I'm saying? It's like, as a dad, you're like, oh man, like that's one thing. That might be one regret I have in life.
That's one regret?
I think so.
You think so?
Not the fact that I walked away, but not being able to explain to him like, it's not so cut and dry.
Yeah.
It's not just like I left out.
Yeah.
It's not like that. Not not even wanting to throw his mama under the bus.
Yeah.
But it's not so cut and dry as a parent.
Yeah.
And one day when you're a man, you'll understand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That some of these things that me and your mom went through were not intentional.
Yeah.
It just wasn't that way. But I only understood my dad after that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like whatever
how it happens.
Yeah, like whatever you and my mama went through, I don't really give a fuck, bro.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm a man. I want you to know my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have beautiful granddaughters, bro. Come fuck with them. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, all that other shit, we can laugh about it. You know what I mean? Like, it don't bother me no more.
Yeah.
It's whatever. We're here in this moment. This is all we got. All that other shit is over. It's gone. Yeah. It's gone. I got brothers, you know what I'm saying, that I love. I got grandparents that I love. I got cousins that I love. You know what I'm saying? Like, these niggas. Actually, one of those cousins actually been around my whole life. I used to think he was like a creeper as a kid.
Okay.
Because he would like pop up randomly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
come to find out.
Yeah, like there was a time I was at Long's Park with my mama and stuff, and he come up, he's like, yeah, you know who I am? I'm like, Mom! Mom! A stranger over here trying to like get in.
Stranger danger.
Or like he would just be like, birthday party, like, yo, who is this? Who is this dude?
He just stepped out of the ether.
Yeah, like, where did you come from, bro? Like, what are you doing here? But he's my dad's cousin, Tony.
I got you.
And he told my dad for years, like, you know you're wrong.
Mm.
You know you're wrong. He got, you know what I mean? Like, that's shit that he got to live with.
But when you get to the point in life, this comes up often on the podcast, where when you get to a point in your life where you start looking at your parents, or be it biological or not, involved or not, but you start looking at them as just people. I don't agree, but I also see things a little better as a man. I can understand.
Right.
That maybe you were going through some shit.
Right. Like, because I understand doesn't mean I agree.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, there's things that I wish my mom did better, but like, I understand that when you live in a house that you bought with your husband and he died in it, and then you got 3 boys to raise and one of them is rowdy as fuck and doesn't know how to express himself.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like, I get it. Do I agree with some of the decisions that you made? No, but I understand.
Yeah. And
I forgive you. You know what I'm saying? I forgive my dad. I don't know what him and my mom went through.
That's what's up, though, bro. To be able to forgive,
nigga, that shit is hard.
No, that's what I mean.
I have to do it every day, though.
Yeah,
it's not like a one time. Like, all right, Dad, it's cool.
Yeah,
I have to remind myself that he is a person too.
Yeah,
him and my mom went through some shit, and I'm sure not everything is how my mom. You know what I mean? Like,
but there's always another side.
There's always another side. But like, she raised me, so I'm not gonna listen to shit this nigga got to say. Nigga, shut your ass up, nigga. You was 45 minutes away, you bitch ass nigga. You could have came down here. You know what I mean? You could have answered the phone, nigga. What's up with you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's important for kids to base their own opinion on their parents. I only know the things that he did to me. He left me at a golf course. He was supposed to pick me up. He never did. So from that point, I was like, I don't need that nigga for shit. I know who my daddy is anyway.
Yeah.
It's funny, right? I was in the 3rd grade when I looked at my brothers, and I went and looked in the mirror, and I looked back at my brothers. I was like, who do I belong to? I remember my parents being like, what you talking about? What you mean? I was like, I know who them niggas look like. I don't look like them niggas. Who do I belong to, right? Yeah. And I remember my mom pulled out this big ass folder every address, phone numbers, wherever he was at. And I remember being like, all right, boom, I'm gonna find my dad. Like, and my dad, the man who raised me, right, his name was Brian. He allowed me that space to do that.
That's what's up.
But once I discovered who at the time my dad was, the type of person he was at that time, it never even crossed my mind again until after he died. I was like, shit.
Okay.
Like it didn't, you know what I mean? Like it,
yeah.
I didn't need it. I didn't need it because I had this man taught me about WWF and,
okay,
you know what I mean, football, and tried to make me an Eagles fan. It's never going to happen.
Oh, no?
Nah.
What team you rock?
I'm a Cowboys fan.
Oh, you're a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you an Eagles fan?
I'm a Niners fan.
I think y'all are going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I hope so. But I'm not getting my. I'm gonna get my.
I think Baltimore's going too.
Oh shit! I don't want to do that again. We lost to them in 2012.
Listen, I think it's looking like that. I think it's looking like that. You know, but I could be wrong.
We'll see, man. We'll see.
A Niners fan. You guys are very rare.
Yeah, I know.
Especially
I became a
on the East
Niners
Coast.
fan in middle school. Two kids I went to school with were 49ers fans, and I wanted them to like me. And so I was trying to find my identity. I remember liking the Bills because I had a friend that liked the Bills. And then I had these two friends and they were Niners fans, and we would play Tecmo Bowl.
Okay.
Yeah. And I just picked the Niners, and it just stuck.
That's what's up.
Man. But I like that because it's like, I didn't want to be a fan like everybody else around me.
Yeah.
Sometimes now, sometimes it gets lonely, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I know there's a Niners den somewhere around here in Lancaster.
Hey, y'all. You got a Niners support group.
Yeah, man, I appreciate this, man, because being able to talk about these things, like that's what the podcast is all about. But really, it's also like it's an opportunity for other people to hear it. Really,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like these conversations are happening, just not with all this shit, but nobody's privy to it.
Yeah.
And so I commend you, especially when you when you're talking about like forgiving and looking at your parents as people, and empathy and sympathy. Those words come into play again. That's all growth, and that's all putting yourself in a position. I believe that like it puts you in a position to be a better person, really, so that you can be a better father and a better husband and a better friend, but more importantly, like a better person to yourself. Like, how can I wake up in the morning and at least be happy with me?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Love being me. We can talk about all the stuff that we love doing, like we've been doing. But if you don't love yourself or love being yourself, love the space that you're in, love the skin that you're in, like your flaws, like what kind of life is that? And I know what that's like, not loving it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that most people don't know how to love themselves. So they self-medicate. They scroll infinitely. They do a bunch of shit they don't like with people they don't like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it's dangerous. I think it's a very lonely place, you know what I mean, to be when you don't like yourself, when you don't love yourself. How do you go about learning to love yourself? How do you go about learning to like yourself?
You're asking me?
Yeah.